Hello, this is my demonstration of my work in progress ProMaster Excel spreadsheet hobby that I've made. Starting off with a little disclaimer, system notes where you can put in important information about the system in, such as if the client doesn't often pay invoices, the coding tree where a lot of the magic happens, the door pinning where you pin up doors, check for phantoms, key cutting records, signatories, and lastly a changelog of all the work that I've done. Starting off with the coding tree, you've got bad codes section where you can rule out why a specific bitting might be a bad code, and then up here you've got the valid codes. Over here you've got some controls. This will change the area over here, starting with the first control, which is sort all the valid codes to the top. It gets all these errors and just shifts them around so that they are down here where you can know not to use them, while the valid codes are up here. Total reset just resets these three areas, and then delete key order, which I'll get into more detail in a minute, just deletes everything here. Over here we've got a randomize button that will randomize this random key generation. Now this is not perfect, it's still a work in progress, so it can cause some issues. For example, this code right here, zeros next to nines aren't a viable key cut, but it's not terrible. It does have some checks and balances in place, so you can get some decent codes. If you're happy with the code, you can click Save Code over here. That will copy this over here. This is a bit slow because of some of the behind the scenes stuff, but it does work. Unfortunately, in the process of clicking Save Code, it does re-randomize the code though. And then if you want to hide the randomize code button, you can just untick this box, and that way if you're fiddling around with the sheet, you can, not worry too much about it. So we'll do a total reset, and we will sort all the valid codes to the top. And there we go. And lastly over here we've got the chamber progression and chamber designation. Now this is a work in progress. Right now you only have to worry about C, which is a chamber that gets changed, but you can change as many chambers as you'd like. So you can change, say, this chamber here, which we can set to a 3. And again, it's a little bit slow just because of some of the behind the scenes stuff, but that will add an additional chamber. It also increase the valid codes because it's got another chamber to work with. So we'll reset, we'll sort those valid codes to the bottom again, and now we've got 33 codes to work with. For each of these little boxes that have a little red arrow on them, you can see a list of advice that I've written about each part of this, such as, for example, bad code detection. You can see that it is ill-advised to have a key that starts with a shallow cut and just gets deeper as it goes. Same thing with the reverse, where it starts deep and gets shallower as it goes. Additionally, it is ill-advised to have a deep first cut because of the structural integrity of the key, especially if you have some profiles that are a bit thinner or are using materials that are less resistant, like aluminium. Anyway, once you have chosen your TMK and you've set your progression and you've got all your bad codes set up, you've also got a profile here. Now multiple profiles aren't currently set up in the spreadsheet. You can only have a single profile, so you can't use multi-profile broaching as a master key method, but it does keep it as a record. And then you can start naming and ordering all of your different keys. Now, first thing is I recommend not just going 2, 3, 4 here, because if you have a look at the key codes, you'll see that some of these key codes are quite similar to each other, which can cause some issues. For example, the number 2 and number 3, both are exactly the same in every chamber, except for the last one, where it's only a difference of 2, which with a bit of wear and tear, or some just not very high quality locks, can mean that a key that shouldn't work does work. So we'll get rid of these, which I'm just doing one by one, but you can also click the delete key order. For example, if we do like that, and we click delete key order over here, and that'll delete them all. Though I will quickly point out, if for whatever reason you've accidentally used the same number twice or 3 times, it will print out a little error here. So if we actually use 3 here, say, hey, there's a little error here and here because you're using 3 more than once, and same thing down here, with 1 always being reserved for the TMK. So we'll click that button there. So let's name some of these keys, and then we'll just number them, remembering that 1 is always saved for the TMK. If we go over to keys, you can see now we've got those keys over here. They are ordered as like our order from the coding tree, with I've got it running backwards, what their bidding is, and then we can increase their quantity. If, for example, we decide to cut 10 keys, we can cut 10 keys there. If we decide to cut 5 of these keys, we can put a 5 there, and so forth. Additionally, we can also set the color of these keys. Maybe we make the TMK a green one, and then the E key can be a red one. And not currently set up, we have also got a key above section, which needs to be done manually, an area section, and a description. So this might be something like for building E. And then we can also put over here something else, like works E and below. And we can adjust that around. And then maybe we can have some notes over here, like maybe it's been depreciated. And we should look for a different key. Use key A instead. Over in the door pinning area, we've got a little automatic door pinning section over here. The way we use it is we just come over here to this keys, which again we've got numbered all the way here. And if we want to turn a key on, we just press 1. And we can just turn on executing keys as we want, and it'll automatically show them over here. It'll show the pinning chart over here, along with the profile. Again, it's not set up for multi-profile, it just copies the profile from the other area. Lastly, over here we've got the possible depths, as well as any phantoms if it detects any. So right now we can see over here there's 1 phantom detected, which is the C key. As we can see over here, the C key is a phantom, as it shares a chamber with E for the last 2 chambers that were changed. The first 2 don't go changed, same with the 4th one, and then the 3rd chamber is shared with the D key. Even though the C key isn't meant to be working, just because it shares chambers with E and D, we can see over here that a phantom is detected. Regardless, if you're happy with that, maybe we decide that the C key should work as well, we just forgot to include it in, we can click on Save Door Pinning over here, and that will copy this section over here. From there we can number the door. Maybe this is door number 1, so we'll put D1. Area for, maybe it's for building E, so we'll put E-1, it's the first door for building E. Quantity, only have 1, and it's stamped, we'll also stamp it E1. Let's make another door. So if we clear these out, which we can either do by pressing 0, pressing the delete button, or you can also press this button up here. Let's make a door for A and B, and then we can save this door as well. So click Save Door Pinning again, and instead of deleting or overwriting the information we had for the first door, which had E, D, and C, it actually jumps over to the next spot again, and you can see it's got another area over here showing any phantoms, showing the possible depths, showing the pinning chart, and again we can fill in the information about the door. Maybe this is door 2, so for area we'll say A1, A-1. It's just one of them, and we're also going to call it A-1-A. Thank you for watching my Excel spreadsheet demonstration of a working system coder that is heavily based on ProMaster.